Hey, Matt here, and welcome to Mob Street. Tonight we are going to show you how to remove and replace the rear shock on your TW200. Taking our stock one off, and we are going to be replacing it with the Bradley Performance off-road shock. This procedure will work with any rear shock that you're doing on the TW200. It's super simple, just a few easy steps and basic tools that you need to get this done. So let's get started. So we've got our bike up on the lift right here, and as you can see, we have the front end strapped down because we want to lift just the belly of the bike so that as we remove this shock, the rear tire can just drop. So the very first thing that we're going to do is remove the seat. So we're going to come to the back of the bike here up underneath, and you've got one pin here and one pin here. So we've got the Bradley Performance quick release seat bolts in here, which are just a cotter pin. Go ahead and pull that seat off. So you can lift from the back and pull forward. And as you can see, the front or the top mount of your shock is right here. So we're going to pull our rear bolt out. Then both the side panels have a little tab here at the front that goes into the tank. So pull back on that one. Then on this side, you're going to reach up into here, pull back right here. And both of those tabs pop out. That allows you to lift your tank up just a little bit, which is what we're going to need to get to this top shock bolt. We're going to pull off this rubber boot right here if it's got it on there. So go ahead and yank that off of there. Okay, that exposes the 14mm nut that goes with this top shock bolt. Okay, that nut, that washer, and this top shock bolt are all going to be reused. So just set these aside. Before you take this top bolt all the way out of here, we don't want our rear wheel just dropping all the way down. So we're going to set this metal crate up underneath here. We're going to lift it up. That'll support our rear wheel while we pull this top shock bolt out. Now this is why you want to have your tank raised up a bit, because that bolt is going to come out underneath this wiring harness right here. We've got a little bit of a drift that we're going to use to push that bolt out, just like that. Now remember, this is going to be reused, so just set it aside. So we're going to pull out that basket, and that drops our rear wheel. Our rear shock bolt right here, this isn't even a bolt, this is actually just a pin with this cotter pin right here holding on to the side of it. So all you got to do is remove this cotter pin. Once you get your cotter pin out, you can see right there we're using our drift, just like that. You can start the removal of the shock. Yep, that's going to pull down. Now I want to show you with the lugs on here that makes it a little bit difficult. If you come look up at the top here, you've got your intake boot right here that is going to be something that you're pressing against, plus you've got one of your relays right there. See what I mean by it's getting wedged? Yep. So you just got to take it, push it down just a little bit. That opens it up. Then you can come over here and you can pull your shock out the back end just like that. There you go. That is your stock rear shock that we are taking out of there. This is the Bradley Performance rear shock that we are going to be replacing the stock shock with. Reinstallation is the exact opposite of the removal. You've got this Schrader valve up here on top that allows you to put air into the shock. This goes on the top. This little adjuster down here goes on the bottom. Your adjustment collars are up here at the top. So we're going to start by sliding this rear shock, the front of it, up underneath our rubber tab here. You're going to come down, reach in. There we go. We've now got our shock back into place. We're going to put our top bolt in first, and then we will go down to the rear and get that one installed. All right, we're going to put our shock up into place here. This is why it's good to have two people. So holding the shock, there we go. Yep, push that bolt through. There we go. Now, before we tighten anything down, we're going to get our rear bolt back in place as well. And then we will get back to tightening everything down. Now, these washers that came off of the stock rear shock, some folks have tried to reinstall those. They are not going to be used or reused when we are installing the bottom bolt for the shock. Why? There we go.
Right there should be
pretty dang close. Just
go.
Like that. Just like that. There we go. Once you get your rear shock on, that rear bolt pin, you're going to put the washer back on, and then it is always a good idea to use a brand new cotter pin. There you go. Your adjuster is just right behind that flap. So up here on our top shock bolt, our 14 millimeter, we removed our regulator rectifier plug right here so that we could get the torque wrench in on there. And the spec on this is 36 foot-pounds. Just like that. We got our connector put back in. Now we need our 10 millimeters so we can put our tank back on. This does not have to be crazy tight, okay? Now, before we put these tabs back in, I like to hit them with maybe just a little bit of like either like Windex or, you know, some spray polish or whatever, just to allow those tabs to go into those rubber boots easier. This is just the Tusk first line stuff that we're using. And then you just push that little tab back into place. Our rubber boot back over the end of the bolt. Okay, we have that rear shock installed. Now here's something that you need to know. This little Schrader valve right here is what you use to put air into the shock. Now, the recommended PSI on this is 75 to 125 PSI. Do not use a compressor to air this up. You're going to want a suspension pump like this one. This is the Tusk digital suspension pump. And if you look at that, the max on there is 300 PSI. So as we turn this on, you can see this pump has got 13.5 PSI in there right now. Literally about 4 to 6 PSI each time you pump this up. 22, 25, right there. Now that we've got the shock installed, we've pumped it up to 125 PSI, we are going to set the sag. Brad recommends you go about 50 millimeters of sag on the TW. Now this is going to require more than just one person. So I've got my buddy coming over who has a sag scale. I'll put the link to that tool in the description of this video. So if you need one, you can get one. And we're going to get the sag set and then you're good to go. It's ready to ride and then you can fine tune it from there. So, I mean, that's the cool thing about the suspension is you are able to adjust it to your riding. If it feels too soft, you can stiffen it up. If it's too stiff, you can soften it up. I mean, just all sorts of things on there. That's how easy it is to change out the rear shock on your TW200. Now you're going from this big, clunky, non-adjustable shock right here to one that has a lot more adjustment on there. Now, when you finish installing this, it does not mean that you're done. There's still some fine tuning left to do. It requires a little bit of riding, seeing how the bike handles for you, and then using the sag and the adjustment clicker there on the bottom to fine tune the bike for you. Now you are going to change the handling characteristics of your TW, so you will want to get the front, let me show you. You'll want to get the fork extensions from Bradley Performance that will go right here on the fork. That's going to raise that up a little bit because you did raise the back end of the bike up. So in order to maintain those handling characteristics, you're going to want to use those. Now, I will be doing the front suspension as well. I have the forks, or excuse me, the fork springs right here, plus the new emulators that I will be installing in this one. So if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that. If there's questions, put those in the comments down below. Make sure to check out Bradley Performance for all the stuff that we've used in this video, and we'll call it there. I'm Matt, this is Mob Street, and we will see you in the next one.